302. My name is Jolie, and I'm going to be the professor for this class for the fall 2020. So we are still distance learning in the middle of a global pandemic. So I'm just going to jump straight to the chase, and I'm going to go to the syllabus because you are probably very interested in what the assignments are and what you actually have to do for this class. So I'm going to go over the syllabus. I'm going to go over the assignments. I'm going to go over late assignments and all that important things that you probably want to know, and then I'll show you my attempt at the asynchronous Zoom lectures that I'll be doing on Cougar courses as well. So I'm going to share screen with the syllabus for this week or for this semester. All right, let's see, there we go. Okay, so this is 302. I am teaching 3 sections of 302, so this is for all of them. So sorry, I'm the only instructor teaching that for this semester. I do a lot of the childhood work here in the Human Development Department. That is my specialty, especially infants and toddlers, children under the age of 5, although I've worked with all children over my career. So I do a lot of the family and child work here at Cal State. This is my email, so you can call me Jolie. You don't need to write Van Squik. That's a kind of long Dutch name, and I'm pretty informal. So go ahead and call me Jolie. Email me whenever you need any support. That's what I'm here for. My caveat is that I'm going to be checking my emails Monday through Friday, probably 2 or 3 times a day, just to make sure that I'm staying on top of all my work and all of my students, and that's how I want you to contact me. I am trying to reclaim some of my time. So in the pandemic, you know, everything's shutting down, spending more time with my family, which includes my husband and my 3 daughters and a bunch of chickens and quails and a gecko, that I need to have better work-life balance. So I'm not checking my emails on the weekend. If you have any questions about assignments that are due for that week, please email me Monday through Friday. Expect a response within business days, and I am more than happy to also Zoom with you. So I'm going to have 6 office hours. I will release them in an announcement so you can check them out anytime on Cougar courses. So I'll have a Zoom link, and I'll have 6 online office hours during the semester. And I'm also more than happy to meet with you guys in individual Zooms if you want to just talk, you know, face-to-face. Or I can also give you a call if you give me your phone number. So there are lots of different ways that we can have conversations, since we won't ever be meeting face-to-face in this class. So you're in human development. This is 302. You should probably know why you're in human development. You want to work with humans in some kind of capacity. So this is the pre-seed proceed model, and you're probably like, what? I have no idea what that is. You're going to learn so much about this model. 302, 303, and 304 are based on the pre-seed proceed model. This is kind of your introduction to it. 303, you dive into kind of the second part, and 304, you put it all together. You're not going to know it in the first couple of weeks. That's my job to kind of teach you about it. But that is kind of the framework that we're going, or the lens that we're going to be looking at perspectives on childhood and children. So you're going to learn all about child development. You're going to learn about education. You're going to learn about multidisciplinary, kind of multicultural perspectives on lifespan, but really, really focusing on conception to middle childhood. So I say 12-ish. There is no hard and fast day for anybody of when we enter into it, adolescence or adulthood or anything like that. We are going to use pre-seed proceed, which is kind of a public health model, community intervention model for looking at the issues of children as they are in infancy, toddlerhood, preschool, and middle childhood as well. These are your student learning outcomes. This is what you need to have a proficiency in when you are leaving this class. Most students, I never used to read these. I never ever did until I became a professor, and then I know these really, really well. A lot of this is to inform you of what I am interested in as you are going through the class. So if you wanted to know more about class content, theories, frameworks, anything like that, these student learning outcomes are what we kind of base the class on. This is what we have decided is important for you to leave the class. Just some information about course requirements. You're supposed to spend 2 hours of study for every unit of this class. That's what you're expected. So if it's a 3-unit class, so you need to be spending at least 6 hours probably reading, writing, watching course videos, and doing the assignments as well. All right, we're a couple minutes in, and I know, at least when I was a student, all I ever cared about was the assignments. What do I actually have to do, and what are the classes going to look like? So this is an online class, so instead of you showing up at class and talking with me and doing activities and having fun, man, you guys are missing out. In my 302 in the classrooms, I literally get it down on the floor and I crawl around like a baby to show you the differences between creeping and crawling and what physical development is, gross motor skills. So you're gonna miss out on that. I don't know if I can figure that out in my office to crawl around, and that would just be kind of weird too, to like be alone in my office crawling around. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. So instead of actually coming to class, you're going to be watching asynchronous videos. I'm going to be giving you some readings, and you're going to be doing a variety of weekly assignments. So every week you will have a 10-point assignment. It might be a discussion board, it might be a reading reflection, it might be both. It could be something totally different. So there is going to be something that you're going to be doing every week. Sometimes it might be 2 somethings. It's going to very much be a lot of reading and writing though, because those are the modalities that we can kind of do online. To kind of get around that, because I know not everybody is a verbal learner, not everybody is an auditory learner. I'm going to have 3 reflections built in through the class. So what you're going to do is I'm going to give you a pre-seed, proceed model. So you're going to read empirical research about, let's say, midwives in Iran. And then you are going to show me that you have an understanding of this model in a modality that is other than written. So you're going to communicate it to me, not in writing. So a lot of people fill out like a Google Slides form, like they'll make their own visual representation of what the model means to them and what midwifery means to them, maybe visually with pictures. They might do a simple Zoom video where they record themselves and tell me about it. People have made podcasts, so it's just an MP4 that I listen to. A lot of people have like gone and gotten their husband or their brother and given them a script and pretended to do like an interview segment on maybe a podcast or conduct a mock interview. Some people have made animated movies, have done a skit, anything like that. I'm the only person who's going to see this, so you can get silly. You could do a puppet show, that would be amazing. Paper mache puppets, interpretive dance, anything like that. You're just showing me that you have the ability to understand the pre-seed proceed model, and you can also communicate it to me in a way that's not just typing and writing in English. These are not due for like a month to 5 weeks because you have probably no idea what the pre-seed proceed model is. So I need to tell you about that, and you need to have time in order to kind of understand what these models are and be able to read that empirical research as well. All right, so milestone project is the 3rd larger assignment. So remember, every week you're going to have to do some kind of writing. Then you'll have 3 smaller assignments, which is the pre-seed, proceed, reflections, where you talk to me. Now this 3rd one is more of like a paper, I guess. I'm not sure. It's a project. So you are going to design a checklist or an observation tool that would enable a layperson. So that is somebody who does not have training in child development, like a parent or your neighbor, or such as somebody who has never taken a child development class or education or anything like that, to be able to observe and understand milestones at a certain age. And I will go more into this at the end of the class. There's rubrics and more information at the bottom of the syllabus. You will also have a final exam. It's going to be multiple choice or true false. It will cover materials from my course content lectures, which will look like this. My head kind of floating around, telling you about important things that you need to know about milestones. You will be doing a lot of readings. This is a 0 textbook class. You do not need to buy any textbooks. So I will be giving you the readings every week. And then any online class activities like discussions as well. My final exam, we will have a huge review the week before. That whole week will be review. Just diving back into the class, into what we learned earlier. I will give you 50 questions on child development, and then I will pick 25. So 2 points per question. So you will have seen all of the questions before and in a review, which will probably be like Kahoot or quizzes, and then there'll also be a Word document with the questions as well. And then you guys will have seen them, and then you will take a easy quiz online on Career Courses, figuring it out and answering the questions. All right, so we also have the pre-seed proceed paper, and this is going to be your big paper, and this is super, super at the end of class. I feel like I have this for like the last day of November is the due date, something like that. It'll be on Career Courses. So you have all semesters to show me your understanding of this model, which we will be learning together in class. This is how it breaks down. I think it's 415 points. It's probably not. Math is not my strong suit at all. So if I have messed that up, please let me know. At Cal State, you get an A minus, a B plus, B minus, which is, you're probably used to it. It's a terror when I am doing grades. Career Course is terrible. So what I do is I have all of your grades. I don't do like decimal points or anything like that. You get, you know, a 90 out of 100, something like that. I take them offline. I put them in, well, my husband puts them in it to Excel, and then he checks all of the math, and then I check all of my records, and then I see what your grade is on Excel. Once again, not math forte over here. You're going to write a lot. You have a lot of writing in overall in Cal State, and I think that's really important. I think being a better writer is just as simple as writing a lot. And I want you to develop your own voice. I want you to have a way of talking and communicating that is uniquely yours, and I want you to be an effective communicator, so that when you are working with humans, you can talk to them, you can write to them, and you can just overall communicate well with them. So that means that you're going to be doing quite a bit of writing. You'll be doing a lot in your weekly assignments where you're just looking at research or reading and you're writing. Then you have the research paper as well. Zero textbook, once again. So I'm going to give you the links for open access empirical research that you will be reading, or I also have some textbooks that I might be giving you readings to in order to understand that as well. Late submissions. So I don't typically accept them. And by this, I mean my weekly assignments specifically. You need to just have that done within a week. So I open up the work on Monday at 9 a.m. and you have until the next Monday at 8:59 a.m. So basically an entire week minus 1 second in order to complete whatever that weekly assignment is. So you need to have that done. It's not something where you could take 6 weeks off and jump back in, because it's very cumulative. We are not going to understand newborns until we understand conception and pregnancy in the prenatal period. So this is very cumulative, so we need to understand it before we get into middle childhood. We need to understand all of the milestones and development that happened before that. So I need you guys to complete that. So please turn that in. I'm not typically accepting late papers like the milestone project, the reflections, or anything like that. Once again, I completely understand that life is challenging. You know, I am sitting in my office with the door shut because my 2 kids are hopefully virtually learning, and my parents are helping and is trying to assist with that, and my husband as well. And my other one goes to preschool for 4 hours a day. So I understand that life happens. Life is very challenging right now. You might get hurt, you might get sick, your kids get hurt, your dad, you have to go to a funeral, you might have to fly out, you might have to just handle something. Please let me know as soon as possible. I can work with you if stuff is happening. We have so many support services here, and the department and the college and the university are really, really committed to student success. But especially in distance learning, we're not telepathic. We're not going to know if you're having an issue. So you are going to need to communicate that with me as soon as possible so I can support you. So I can help you with due dates. I can help you with course content. I can help you with that, but only if you let me know as soon as possible. What's not really going to happen is you get to Thanksgiving and you're like, oh, I haven't been on 302 in weeks. You're just going to have lost that kind of work and those points as well. So the most important thing is you just log in every week and you're communicating with me, because every week I'm going to be telling you what to do and kind of illustrating what that week is going to look like. I do have kind of a content warning or trigger warning, I guess, if you wanted to say. So some of these topics are going to be difficult or challenging for some people, because we're talking about children, families, communities, and humans. So we're going to be talking about abuse, trauma, sexual assault, sexual abuse, all of those types of things. Not exclusively, this is not a class on violence or anything like that, but that is something that affects children and families a lot. And so we need to cover those. So I know that that might be difficult for you. So I'm encouraging you to kind of sit with and work through those feelings that might be brought up while you are dealing with kind of difficult topics. I'm available to help you in Zoom as well if you wanted to chat about something, and we have amazing, excellent resources. And now if you need to go to mental health counseling, you don't even go in, it's like Zoom now. You could be in your pajamas, which is amazing as well, because you might need that in order to look at some things in your life as well. Honesty, and I have a whole thing on plagiarism. Don't plagiarize, man, turn it in, and all of that. I'm gonna know when you're plagiarizing. Don't do it. I hope that we've gotten to 302 when we have figured that out. It is very hard to get away with it. I know if you, especially, I don't know, turn it in knows. And Cougar Courses knows if you are plagiarizing, so don't do it. You can't also self-plagiarize. If you plagiarize, I will send it to our department chair, and as a minimum, you will fail that assignment. And we have an academic honesty policy that I encourage that you read as well. All right, ADA, if you have a disability, please let me know in the first 2 weeks of class so that I can make sure that your learning is optimized, because this is for all students to learn and participate. So if you have any accommodations, please let me know so that we can work together and make this class successful. Code of conduct, please be appropriate in your email or online communications. You don't have to be super formal. This is not the 1800s. It doesn't have to be, "Fine, sir, how are you today?" I don't care about that, but hi, how's it going? Can I, ... I need my request, whatever it is. I'm pretty informal, and you will start to see this throughout class, but just please be respectful as well. And then also, I'm teaching 4 classes here, 302 and 304. 302 and 303. So just put which, if you are in 302 or 303, so that I know which class you are in. Especially because sometimes people have very similar names. I teach at Palomar and Miracosta too. And one semester I had 3 Diana Hernandez's, and they were in 2 different introductory classes and then in a management class as well. And it was getting really confusing. So that will help me figure out who you are, although that will be hard in an online space. Respect for individual differences in Discord, that's more of an in-person thing. But we are going to have maybe a few discussions as part of our weekly assignment. That would be something that you would need to be respectful of. And because of that, online communication is very different than in person. Humor and tone can be hard to understand or hard to read because you are in an online space. So consider the heavy use of emojis, memes, anything like that to convey that you are using humor, or just don't attempt to do it because it can be hard. If you wanted to know what we are going to be learning about, here is my tentative course schedule. So pre-seed, proceed, conception, hereditary, newborn, toddler, early childhood, middle years, play, language development, adverse childhood experiences, child abuse. We'll have some kind of lecture this week when your papers are due as well, but I wanted to put that in there. All right, so I do have your due date. So yes, it is the last day of November for your pre-seed, proceed paper. It is now August. So you guys have a lot of time in order to do this, because this is your kind of bigger project that is showing me that you understand what pre-seed, proceed is. So the introduction, the body, and the conclusion, and then I also have the rubric as well. I am not going to go super into depth on this because we're going to spend a lot of time working through this in class. So this is not the last time that you are going to see this. I just wanted to give you a sense of, this is an academic paper, this is APA, this is multiple sources, this is 4 to 5 to 10 pages of actual writing, because it is a real deal research paper that you are going to be completing by the end of the semester. Once again, it's a model that you probably don't understand, so that is why we are going to work through it in class, so that you understand what the model is, and then you can also choose a topic that is interesting to you that you are going to examine. That's the rubric for the paper as well. Then your pre-seed, post-seed model reflections. You are going to be due on week 4, week 7, and week 10, in addition to your weekly assignment work. So I'm going to give you guys a short published empirical study based on the pre-seed, post-seed model. You're going to read and you're going to explain back to me how the model was used and how to use it to solve some kind of societal or developmental issue. So for example, I could assign a study on how midwives are using the pre-seed, post-seed model, PPM, to address postpartum depression. Students will read the study, look up any words or theory points that are new or they're still kind of working through the understanding themselves. Then in a method other than writing or with very minimal writing, words here and there, they're going to explain the paper and how the authors use the model to work to support people who have postpartum depression. Common ways that students explain and reflect on the study are they record their voice and send it to me as an MP4 because I don't think some of the courses lets to do that. Make a PowerPoint and record your voice over the slides, which is super, super easy. Record themselves on Zoom like I am doing, do a skit on a video, send me a copy of a TikTok, make a meme maybe and explain it to me. You could do a puppet show, you could do, somebody's done spoken word, which is awesome. I had somebody do a comic book, so there was some of the writing in there because it was 2 characters discussing postpartum depression. It was beautiful too. That is it. You're going to use something other than writing, drawing. I really want somebody to do puppetry. I'm super into that apparently. Interpretive dance, skits, anything like that. Your creativity is, that is for you to kind of embrace because so much of this class is reading and writing heavy. I want to do something a little bit outside of those modalities. All right, so this is the rubric for the pre-seed, post-seed reflections, although the points are off, so I will fix that. Here is your milestone paper, which is due Monday, October 5th. So first of all, I want you to select an age group by the end of the 2nd week. So no later than September 14th, and email me with the age range that you selected and any questions that you might have. So just a simple email, hey Jolie, how's it going? I want to look at the newborn period. Or I'm super interested in tweens. So I'm going to do like 11 and 12-year-olds who are maybe transitioning into adolescence. So we are conception all the way to 11 and 12-ish. So you can pick any of those age ranges, and then I will get back to you and say that sounds great, or answer any questions that you have. You are going to then create a checklist or a template built around the milestones for that age. So if you chose the newborn period, then you would be making a checklist that would help somebody who has a child or is observing a child or working with a child understand if they are hitting their age-appropriate milestones or not. So this will require a little bit of research on your part in that you are going to need to know about the milestones of your age group. There must be at least 7 milestones on the checklist or template. They must be developmentally correct. So these are the 2 things that I'm really going to, and 3 things that I'm going to be grading on are, there's 7 of them. They're developmentally correct. So if you're telling me about newborns, you're not telling me about walking. Newborns don't walk. And then it's written, and then the 3rd way that I'm going to be grading it is it's written in a way that is accessible for parents, a lay person, or anybody without any formal educational or developmental training could understand this. So it's written in a way that's accessible. It's not written towards me. Yes, I know what all of these words mean. I can talk about bireciprocal movement, all of this type of stuff, because I have a master's degree and I've been working in the field for 20 years. I'm not your audience. Your audience is a parent, a friend, somebody who has never taken an education or developmental class before. Here's an example, super easy. If you like charts and you like design and graphic design, you can make this as pretty as you want. I would love that. I love to look at pretty things. I'm not going to be grading on that. It could be as simple as this, and I would be totally, totally stoked to see this. So the age is newborn, and the milestone, so place a finger or another object in your baby's palm. You should feel him or her immediately grasp onto what you have placed there. So that's what it would look like. If I was doing this for families now in a virtual learning environment, I would put a picture or a video. But in this case, I have notes for parents. Like this might be something if I was a home visitor and we were looking at milestones. I used to be a home visitor. I used to work with children with special needs. I might leave something with a parent and they might record what they see throughout the week so that we can talk about the development that their child is achieving or not achieving as part of their special needs. Then I'm also talking about a reflex as well. So it could look as simple as this, or it can be a lot more involved. It can have pictures, it can have videos as well. So that is the larger assignment. So I'm going to kind of recap where we are. So we're going to be together until December, and this is it. So every week you are going to log on to Google Courses. I'm going to have some kind of video with course content or a PowerPoint for you guys to look at. You're going to have a reading. You're going to have a weekly assignment. You're also going to be looking at and working towards these PPM reflections, which is in a modality other than writing. You'll have a milestone project that will be due as well. You'll have a pre-seed, proceed paper, which is your big term or research paper. All right, so that is class. I'm going to now share with Google Courses, my least favorite online learning tool. I teach at Palomar, Miracosta, and another community college, and so I know Canvas really well, and Canvas is really, really easy to learn. This is how I envision the class. I am still working with it. We're a week and a half out from class starting, but each week will be some kind of topic or theory or probably age development at the beginning. And so this is going to be how we're going to learn. So when you log on, it's going to look something like this. I will have a to-do list for the week of what you're going to do. So for this week, you're reading the syllabus, you're watching a welcome video, you're posting in the forum board, which is going to be 10 points, and you're not buying a textbook. Woohoo, this week is easy. So the forum board is just because I want to get to know you, and I want to like actually see your face and know who are all of the people in my class. And I also want you to read the syllabus and watch this video. So yay, you're almost done. And then once again, this class is zero textbook, so you're not going to buy a textbook. That's it for this week. We are going to be getting back into school mindset. I took the summer off. Well, it wasn't off. I was learning about online technology. But I did spend a lot of time with my kids and chilling and sitting out in my backyard and gardening, and I got a gecko that I'm obsessed with now. I never thought I would be a reptile person, but here we are. I'm trying to adopt a dog as well, but every time I go to like interview or find a dog, the foster parents are like, no, we love this dog, we're gonna keep him, and I'm like, yay for the dog. But so I have I'm easing back into school mindset too, so we're gonna have a very easy week as we get back into this, and then next week we're really gonna jump in with theory and content and perspectives and the pre-seed proceed model. So each week I will open on Mondays, and then I will start grading the work that you've done the previous week as well. So that is it for this kind of welcome video. Please make sure that you watch the syllabus. Please make sure that you don't buy a textbook, and make sure that you introduce yourself in the forum board so that I can get to know you. If you have any questions, please email me at jbanskoik@csusm.edu, or you can ask me for a Zoom and we can meet face-to-face as well. All right, guys, I'll see you online.